Hello, everybody. It's Monday. I'm excited. I'm doing a new reading for you guys today. It is a twin flame clarity reading, and that's what's going to be taking place on Mondays. Divine masculine will be on Tuesdays, divine feminine on Wednesdays, and then we'll have some more throughout the week for you guys as well. But I think this is going to be a really, really cool one, and I think you guys are going to like it. And so, of course, if you do, please like and subscribe on the video and give us some comments and some suggestions in the comment section below. We really do appreciate your feedback a lot. We really want to make sure that we design this channel in a way that is super beneficial and helpful to you guys, because it is our job to serve you. Because if you are here, it is because you are a twin flame and you are seeking information on your twin flame relationship with your divine masculine. Most likely you are the divine feminine, because it is the divine feminine that goes through the awakening process when initiation is ignited after meeting your twin flame. And so they do not experience it the same way that you do. It is about polarity. It is entirely about polarity, because you and your twin flame are the same soul. Two bodies, one soul. Polarized at the level of your energetic bodies. Okay, so you're polarized in the physical sense, but you're polarized on an energetic level. So you, the divine feminine, are the positive polarity, and the divine masculine is the negative polarity. Now, the reason why I don't particularly like using the word divine feminine and the word divine masculine is in every single other area of spirituality. Whether it's on a gender level, whether we're talking about electrical frequencies, whether we're talking about even like nuts and bolts and things like that. Divine feminine is always the receiving or the negative polarity. And divine masculine is always the positive or the generative polarity. Even in our physical forms, we can see why that is, right? The woman is the receptive energy, and she conceives and has children. And the masculine is the penetrating or the generative energy. And so it is the positive polarity. And so in twin flames, though, the reason why divine masculine and divine feminine don't really actually serve this well is because with the duality that shows up in all things, and as you continue to ascend, if you don't already understand these laws, you will soon. But in twin flames, it's different. And the reason why is because it has nothing to do with gender. This has nothing to do with gender. This is all about the positive and the negative, and it's the exact same thing across the board for everything. You are the generative polarity in this dynamic. Okay, so you could be a female and a female twin flames. You could be a male and a male. You can have a man that is a positive polarity, and you can have a woman that is a positive polarity. The thing is, it has nothing to do with male or female. It has nothing to do with like what you would typically think of as masculine or feminine either, right? Because this can be, of course, be broken down over and over again. It has everything to do with the flow of energy. So when the soul polarizes into two physical forms to come here into duality, which of course it has to, because everything here is duality. And so the soul, being a singularity, has to polarize. And so the reason why you are the divine feminine is you are the generative or the positive polarity. That's why you're the one going through the spiritual awakening. Okay? That's the only reason why you're the one going through it. Now, it's not that it's unfair or anything like that. I used to think that this is so unfair Why is it that I have to go through this and my divine masculine doesn't? It's not unfair. Why? Because you have two hands. Your soul has two bodies. If this hand is over here doing this, it's still part of the same body. It's not like this hand is looking at this hand and going, oh, what you're doing over there is so unfair. And it's a unit. It's what this hand is doing is this hand is also a part of, and vice versa. It's one body, right? And so it's the same thing with you and your twin flame. Essentially, it's one body. It looks like two here in this physical realm, but in actuality, it's one. It's not two. So we're going to do this clarity reading today so that you can get a little bit of insight into what is actually going on between the two of you and your energy. So these first cards are your energy and divine masculine's energy. And we're just going to put these out for right now. You are the generative, so you get the Merkaba. Divine masculine is the receptive energy. Okay. Now the next card is going to be for blockages. Each of your own different blockages. Okay. So that is for you, divine feminine. And then the next one is for divine masculine. And I like to do these cards in front of you so that you guys know that we're not like picking special favorites or anything like that, that you guys can see that these are completely generated by what the universe selects randomly for you guys. So this next card is what connects you guys. Let's put this right there. And then the last two are a message from spirit and then also possible outcome for you guys. So we will do the possible outcome here. And then we're going to put this one here, actually. These are my platonic solids. And if you guys know anything about the platonic solids, they are the sacred geometry, the building blocks of everything that you see in the world of matter and form. And it's what brings our consciousness into this physical reality. So let's jump into this reading today and see what's going on with you and your divine masculine. We're going to start with your energy, divine feminine. And what we have here is the Empress in reverse. It looks like there is some dependence and some family issues, maybe a feeling of lack or limited resources for you, divine feminine. You might feel as if you don't have as much control over your life and your circumstances as you would like. And it's giving you a little bit of a feeling of helplessness. You don't really feel like you're being inundated with change and transformation right now and a massive overload of information. If anything, that almost in a way can make you feel even more like you are somehow bound by all of this. But hold tight, divine feminine, because as you continue on this path, this ascension path that you have found yourself on, you are going to really come into your own. So that feeling is a temporary feeling. You don't really actually have to do anything about it because everything that you need is going to be delivered to you in divine timing by the soul, by the universe, and by God. So just kind of sit back, take care of yourself, be patient and loving toward yourself, and the universe will send you more and more. It's really your job to be an energetic match to what it is that the divine is trying to bring you. And so all that requires is a letting go and a alignment of the mind and the body with you, the soul, because the soul is already in alignment. So divine masculine's energy. Let's see what's going on with our Mr. Masculine. Ooh. Divine masculine, death in the reverse. That shows me that divine masculine has a similar but even more exaggerated experience energetically right now that you do, divine feminine. They feel stagnant. They feel like they're not going anywhere. They, in a lot of ways, feel very useless and very helpless to the situation that they're in. And you were a bright kind of light of hope for them. And then whatever the reasons and the circumstances were between the two of you that caused divine masculine to step away from the connection, at least on a physical, like on the physical plane right now, is it's really a confusing thing for divine masculine. They're not even sure why they did it. They really kind of just feel awful about it because you were like an oasis in the desert for them. And then all of a sudden that's gone and they're just, and it's because of them, right? It's because of a choice that they have made. But really you guys are one and the same. And so it's just really what actually needed to happen. It's the way that things were meant to be. In order for the two of you to go on this hero's journey together, to be able to come back to that place at some point in time. This adventure that you guys are on is leading you guys somewhere, and this separation or whatever it is is caused for a reason. It's for growth and opportunity, and it's like a stepping stone in the path, which is ultimately leading to the two of you to living the best life that both of you guys could ever possibly want or imagine. So divine masculine, though, is definitely feeling kind of down in the dumps as of lately and is missing you a lot. Kind of like things just came to a screeching halt when they walked away from this relationship. Now, let's see what is going on with divine feminine here. All right, so these are your blockages, divine feminine, and I love this card. The High Priestess is such a good card. And it looks like what's kind of blocking you is a feeling of not really being able to trust yourself, trust your own intuition. And there's like these secrets and these mysteries that are being revealed to you right now. It's universal secrets and universal mysteries. You've been initiated into the greatest mystery school on earth. And that is not something that any person can ever initiate you into. It is something that is 100% initiated by the divine. And your twin flame was the catalyst that kind of got the ball like rolling in that direction, that is speeding up the process. But all of it's like information overload, not being able to fully trust yourself yet in this journey or in this process, and feeling like you just don't understand, like you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, and it's creating like anxiety and stress for you. You oftentimes think you're doing something wrong, or that you're not getting it right, and that you're doing the journey wrong, but in actuality, you're doing everything just right. You really can't mess this up. And so find comfort in that, because I'm telling you right now, everything that your mind perceives as a mistake, there's no such thing as coincidence. It's all happened for a reason, and you are not doing anything wrong. You actually can't do anything wrong. Okay? So just let the soul guide you. Now for divine masculine's energy here, or blockages, I mean, let's find out what's going on with that. All right, so divine masculine has the Judgment card. The blockages that divine masculine is facing with this card is that there is a particular mission or life's purpose that divine masculine is supposed to fulfill. And they know it in their heart of hearts, but they don't even know where to begin and where to look for it. And they feel completely and utterly lost. And it's like a calling within them, but they just don't know where to begin. They don't know. They don't even know what it is. It's kind of like this thing that's like nagging at them. Like, I know I'm here for a reason. I know I'm supposed to do something, but it's like, it's just always this elusive thing. So they keep pouring themselves into work, or they pour themselves into a relationship, or they pour themselves into family matters, but they're not finding the fulfillment. And so they're constantly dealing with a feeling like there's something missing. There's a void. The only time in their entire life that they ever experienced a period of time without that feeling was the time that they spent with you, Divine Feminine. And they're starting to see that. They're starting to realize, like, wait a second. The only time I ever felt whole and complete and that fulfilled feeling was when I was with Divine Feminine. And so now they're really questioning, well, why have I done what I've done then? So this next card is, what is it that connects the two of you together? Other than the fact that you guys are the same soul. I mean, duh, right? Like, you guys are the same soul. You're connected. There's no such thing as union, because you guys are union. You can't not be union. You are one and the same. Just because it looks like two doesn't mean it is two. Because physical reality, as we know, is just an illusion. All right, so what's connecting you? What is connecting you is that you guys both have sort of that same energetic blueprint. And so when the two of you came together, it was like, oh my gosh, we have all this stuff in common. And not only did you have amazing and wonderful things in common, but you also have the same fears and the same, like, self-doubts. Now, maybe they manifested differently with different stories and different circumstances that you guys shared with each other. But the underlying, like, root cause of why you and Divine Masculine do the things that you do is exactly the same. How they handle it through their programming and egoic personalities, and how you have handled it before with your programming and egoic personality, may be very different, because two bodies, right? They're not exactly the same. However, the root cause, the underlying reason that motivates you to react is exactly the same. And that is your fears, your hopes, your dreams, all of those things, which is why you felt such an amazing connection with each other, because you can't fake that. You just can't fake it. So this next card is a message from Spirit to both of you. But really, it's mostly just to you, because again, Divine Feminine, you are the positive polarity. You're the generative. You're the mover and the shaker. You're the awakening wonder that is happening in this world right now, which is a blessing to all of humanity. And so this message is a message really mainly just for you. But of course, it will affect your Divine Masculine as well. 9 of Cups. If you can tune in to that faith, that knowing within you, the one that's observing and watching the mind as it comes up with all kinds of scenarios and talks to you about fears and frustrations and self-doubts, and the one that, you know, tells you you're not good enough or cool enough or smart enough or pretty enough or handsome enough, that voice, right? If you can turn away from that voice and tap into that observing, silent, peaceful, eternal, and stable part of yourself, and align with that, which is your core, your center, your bullseye, okay? It is your bullseye. It is your 0 point in the heart, okay? It's who you are. It's the heart of who you are. It's your true north. If you can tap into that and align the mind and the body with that, abundance is your birthright. manifesting the life that you want, the family, the partnership, the job, the mission, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, your desires. And if some of those are still being revealed to you, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's coming to you as it's meant to. There's a rhyme and a reason to all of this. All of the pieces in the puzzle will fit together. In hindsight, you'll see why it all happened the way that it did. But right now, as it's manifesting, go with the flow. That's part of the process of aligning with the soul. Okay, the soul is the flow. It is your 0 point. It's your heart. If you align with that, because you're there already, divine feminine. It's just a matter of saying yes to it. So that's the message from Spirit, is to just keep yourself in a place where you believe and have faith that all of your wishes can come true, that the material abundance, it's just energy. And when you align with the soul, nothing can stop you. You are limitless. It's only the belief in limit that limits you, and you're not bound by that. It's just a matter of transcending it and letting it go and recognizing that you're so much more than that. You're the divine feminine, of course, right? So possible outcome for you and your divine masculine. Okay. Now again, this is for you, but it also affects the divine masculine. You and your divine masculine can reach an absolute place of abundance, but just beware of the sneaky ego coming back in and trying to pull you into thought traps and emotional traps and patterns of fear and lack and, anything that is disharmonious for you. Don't be afraid if it pops up into your mind. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought that. Like, don't do that, because that's just more fear and lack, right? Just notice that it's there, because we all have it. But just like what's a good example? Just like when something happens that you may not necessarily like, but it's not that big of a deal. You just notice it and you're like, oh, that sucks. But then you move on, you correct it, and you're on your way, and then it doesn't happen anymore. When you have that kind of energy, that's just like a letting it go energy. You notice it, but you let it go. But if you notice it and then you go, oh my gosh, and you sit and wrestle with it, and you're like, I can't believe that happened, and this is so upsetting, and you call your friends and family and you complain, and like 3 weeks later you're still talking about it, and it's just like this really big deal, and you just can't believe it happened, and you can't sleep at night, and like you're creating all of that because you're hyper focusing on it, and you're beating yourself up, and you're just like feeling so stuck and wrapped into it. That's when things become a real problem, but it's a self-created problem. And oftentimes we don't recognize the patterns that create these problems for us. So pay attention, be the observer, be the witness, watch the mind. You're not the mind, okay? The mind is outside of you, just like this card is outside of you, and this hand and everything that's outside of you. Your mind is also outside of you. It's not who you are. So you are bound by nothing, no suggestion, no thought patterns, no belief systems. You get to create that, and that's your birthright. That is your destiny. You are a creator, and universe, God, has decided that it is time for you to come into the power and the knowledge of knowing what you are as a divine soul. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you guys real quick. All right. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed the video, please do. Everything helps right now. We're a new channel and we're trying to grow. And so when you guys like the videos, it really does help us to reach more people that this message could potentially help. And also your subscriptions are very much appreciated as well. That also helps our channel grow. If you guys are interested in one-on-ones, the links for the one-on-ones for myself and Cam are in the description box below. And also, if you guys just have a quick and simple question, you guys can always email us. And we charge for coaching questions, not technical questions, but for coaching questions, we only charge $10 per question. So if you guys have a question and you want an emailed response, we give very detailed and very sincere responses to any questions you might have. And it's just $10. It's pretty cheap. So I know that there are times where you just have some big burning question and you really want an answer to it. So we do have that as a service as well. And you can find our email on our website, which is the-conduits.com, the-conduits.com. And our email is journey@the-conduits.com. So let's see what's going on with this oracle card here. All right. Grief. Well, I think this probably is going to end up being a pretty fitting card for the current energies that are going on between you and Divine Masculine. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And this really sounds like the energy that's going on with your Divine Masculine right now, because he or she is really noticing that there is a very big difference between how they felt when you were around versus how they feel now. And there's a lot of grief in some of the choices that Divine Masculine has made. Nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the parting is temporary and illusory. The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. The darkness always serves the light, you guys, even when the darkness doesn't know it, and even when you don't recognize that the darkness is there to serve you. And when you realize that, it's not that you're using darkness to harm. Do no harm, I say. So don't misunderstand what I mean. What I mean is that when darkness shows up in your world, sadness, pain, grief, loss, abandonment, fear, recognize that it's just there to teach you something and transcend that, turn it into something positive. Again, Divine Feminine, you are the generative polarity. So you have the ability to create as the creator. And when you can transcend and transmute that negative energy into something positive, which is what you are, nothing can hold you back. I just want you guys to know this. I love you so much. I really do. We are connected. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow for your Divine Masculine reading. Bye.